Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode we're talking about SCP-053 or the Young Girl. I've never read this one. I'm pretty sure I know of this one, but I've never actually read it. It's just called Young Girl. There's a picture for this one. And it looks like this. Personally, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to this. The simple fact that there's what looks to be D-Class holding a knife behind her is kind of concerning. I don't know what this one does. It's a shorter article, but it's very interesting, I would think. I got this via a suggestion, to do this one, so we are doing this one. Object class is Euclid, meaning it's not relatively understood, can be difficult to contain, but overall it's just a mystery. Isn't really like world-ending threat. Not really, but you know, it's Euclid. We know what the word Euclid means, right? I would hope so. You know, if this is your first episode listening to this, I have no idea why. Go back and watch the other ones. Or, you know what? No, it doesn't matter which one you watch, actually. Because guess what? Every one of them is what we call non-continuity. Non-continuous. You can watch any and all in any order you want. They're all good. I suggest giving them all a watch. Get some good SCP knowledge, and you just get to understand. You get to learn about the different SCPs. It's good brain teaser. Plus, it's just good to see what types of horrors or interesting things people have created. But without further ado, let us begin. Special containment procedures. SCP-053 is to be contained in an area no less than 16 feet by 16 feet, and given adequate room to move. Toys, books, games, and other recreational devices are to be amply provided and rotated every 3 months. Proper bedding, bathroom, and medical facilities are to be maintained at all times. Food should be provided 3 times daily, and 2 snacks are allowed if requested. So what I'm getting from that is this girl is contained, but it's just like a playroom. It's a big room. What I see it as toys everywhere, books, whatever really the girl requests, she gets. And it's just a room full of the stuff. You never get bored. At least it's not like horrible living conditions. Usually with the SCP articles, it's like, yep, contained in a box, nothing's in there, it's sure it's alive, who cares? This one is like, yep, food 3 times daily, snacks are even provided, whatever the girl needs, get it to her. That signifies to me that either the SCP Foundation is scared, or they're just like, yep, provide for it, it's a little girl. Can't not, right? You just can't, it's a little girl, right? Continuing on. No physical contact is to be made with SCP-053 without full atmosphere containment suit and eye shield. No eye contact is to be made with SCP-053 for any reason. Any objects given to personnel by SCP-053 may be removed, but must be given to quarantine for examination. Only one member of personnel may be present in the room at any given time and must be secured by a safety line of steel cable. All personnel must be removed from SCP-053's containment chamber within 10 minutes of entering. You need a full suit and eye shield. Whoa. Okay. Is she like irradiated or something? Oh my god. That sounds a bit overkill, doesn't it? Jesus. Any objects given can be taken out of the room but must be quarantined for examination. That, I don't know how to feel about that. Is it like this girl does something to the objects that later affects them? It's mind affecting. That's definitely what it is. Like, it's some psychic ability that's going on here. Why would you need a full suit and eye shield? It has to be. It has to be some mind bending thing. It's a safety line with steel cable. They You need a safety line. Is it like you don't want to leave? You want to stay and play with the girl forever? You give your life for the girl? Like, what's going on? It's interesting. I'm very confused, but the fact that you need a full suit and eye shield is unsettling to me. It's like it's a little girl. It's just a tiny girl. Like, this girl is not gonna do anything, or at least that I know of. I guess that's what we're here to learn, right? Anyways, we're gonna continue on with the last bit of the containment procedures. Any personnel who begin to act erratically, scream, or attempt to grab SCP-053 are to be removed and quarantined. Any personnel attempting to remove their suits are also to be removed and quarantined. No sharp objects or firearms are allowed in SCP-053's containment room. So you can't, like, act erratically. You have to be calm in there. It's interesting because I don't think this girl does anything that I like. Maybe it's like death. Maybe like you have to be calm. You can't act erratically. You can't scream or attempt to grab the SCP. SCP like contact must not be made. You have to be calm. What happens if you're not? I guess that's what we're gonna learn later in the article. But I want to know now. I don't know why you can't start with what the thing is. Start with how it's contained. Tell me what it does, and then I'll dictate whether it's good enough. Me will dictate if it's good enough. And if it's not, I know you won't listen. A, it doesn't exist, and B, you're the O5 council, but you know. It's weird though. Something is off. Like with this picture right here and what we have just read with these 3 paragraphs, something's off. And I don't know what it is, but I intend to find out through this description. So let's start with that. Description. SCP-053 appears to be a small 3-year-old girl. She is capable of basic speech and appears to be slightly above average in mental development. She has a generally pleasant personality and rarely seems upset, becoming agitated only in the presence of groups of people. Okay, so that directly ties back to why not more than one person could be in there at a time. If there's one person at a time, less likely to freak out, whereas a group of people, you know, upset. Which, if I'm willing to bet, being upset is the trigger. It's definitely mind altering because you have to suit up and you can't take it off, and if something weird happens, you get pulled out and quarantined. Unless it's like this girl is heavily irradiated. Should be sad. I think it's mind altering. My guess is that being upset triggers it. Whatever it does, being upset is the trigger. There's another bit here, so continuing on with the description, let's see what this thing does. Let's see what this thing, it's a thing now, it's a thing. It's a 3-year-old girl, it's not a thing. Any and all humans over the age of 3 who make eye contact with, physically touch, or remain around SCP-053 for longer than 10 minutes will rapidly become irrational, paranoid, and homicidal. Most, if not all, of these feelings will be directed at SCP-053, and affected subjects will attempt to kill SCP-053, after first killing or driving off all the humans visible to them. Those attempting to kill SCP-053 will suffer massive heart attacks or seizures and die seconds after doing any physical damage to SCP-053. SCP-053 will regenerate almost instantaneously from any wound, regardless of severity. So that's what happens. If you are around this girl for around 10 minutes, you become irrational, paranoid, and homicidal, and you target any human in your line of sight, and finally, the girl, the SCP. To which the second you do any physical harm, you die within seconds. Okay, I understand why the suit is needed now. But people are allowed in there. You just have to get out and be quarantined because you might kill, you know? There's one more bit here, and then we'll start the discussion. This is the final, like, sentence of the paragraph. Of the article, even, not the paragraph of the article. SCP-053 appears wholly ignorant of these effects and ignores any and all subjects affected. When questioned about the effect, SCP-053 is incapable of a response. And that is the entire article. Part of me is unsettled by the simple fact that it's involuntary. The SCP-053 is completely ignorant to these effects that it is causing, the homicidal, paranoid actions. It doesn't focus that. It doesn't think about that. It continues to do whatever it's doing and kind of lets it happen. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but the fact that it's like it's unknowing, it's unfazed. That's the word I'm looking for. It's unfazed by what is happening here. But that explains the picture as well. The guy holding the knife behind her, that explains it. I'm gonna guess that acting erratically or screaming or, the attempting to make contact with the SCP is kind of the signal to them, hey, he's under the effect, get him out of there. And that's why the cord is there, the steel cable safety line. So you can yank him out of the room if need be. Like putting a dog on a leash. But that doesn't explain how this girl got these powers. In my opinion, it seems unnatural that this girl has these powers, and that alone is making it scarier. It's a short article and it's pretty straight to the point, but however this girl affects them, how big is the area of effect? Like, if this girl broke containment, walked into a city, how many people would be affected at once? It'd be homicide, genocide. But that's the reason this girl was in containment, so not everyone goes insane and starts killing. I wonder if this girl is afraid when she gets attacked. Ignores any and all subjects affected. That says to me she doesn't care. If the person is proving like homicidal, then she just ignores him and he dies off as soon as he touches her. What is giving her that power? What's killing these people? What's giving them like the heart attacks or seizures and killing them? It's the girl, but like what specifically? Is it like an aura? It explains why it's wholly ignorant, but that's why you keep the girl happy. That's why you give her anything she wants, food, snacks, if requested, anything requested the girl gets, because you gotta keep her happy, because upset triggers it. Being upset triggers probably a bigger area of effect, if I had to make a assumption. Anyone in the proximity after 10 minutes will become irrational, paranoid, and or homicidal. But sometimes if the girl herself gets upset by something, it's a larger area of effect that extends outside the containment room, which could affect doctors, security guards, personnel, all that stuff. And you don't want that. That's why you keep her entertained, you keep her happy, you keep her fed. So therefore, the upset never really happens, and therefore, it negates the possible, it's not confirmed in the article, but if I had to make a guess, possible extension of the radius while she's upset. It's an interesting article, very interesting idea. I like this one a lot. Poses a lot of questions that I would like answers to, but sadly the O5 Council or suck. So I think I've said my piece for this one. This is a great article. If you want to go to this one, go to the SCP Wiki and go to SCP-053 Young Girl, and you'll get there. But thank you all so much for listening or watching or whatever you are doing. I appreciate it a lot. If you liked the video, please consider liking it and subscribing, and as it helps me with motivation, as well as leave a comment if you have any suggestions for SCPs. I'll take any and all of them. I love this, and I want to keep doing this, and your suggestions will keep that train a-rolling. Again, thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.